Hey there, guys. Listen, are you in a space today where you are feeling anxious, fearful of trying to make sure that everything happens on the exact time that you want it to happen, when you want it to happen? It may not be moving fast enough. Are you in that space right now? Listen, today we're going to be talking about trusting the process. If that's something that you're interested in, stick around. All right, so on today's video, I wanted to talk about trusting the process. I think a lot of times we go through life and we have certain circumstances that we feel like, okay, I should be further along than where I am. I should have gotten over this by now. I should be further in my career. I should have let that relationship go. I should be healed from that toxic relationship. I should be, in a better space in terms of motherhood or parenthood. It's so many different things that we want to control, right? And I'm not saying control in a bad way. It's just that we want to make sure that the outcome is what we want it to be and what we envision it to be. But what I want to encourage you today is to know that you are exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where God wants you to be. And if it's okay with you, I'm just going to go ahead and hop into a story. So, when I first had my first daughter, so I have 4 daughters. So when I had my first daughter, who knows what pregnancy is gonna bring? Who knows what motherhood is gonna bring? And so, of course, I have this seed growing inside of me. Every day I am watering the seed, my baby, with nutrients and trying to exercise as much as I can, trying to eat the right foods and trying to stay hydrated with my water and things like that. And so it's like throughout the process, which is a very long process, at least it seems like forever when you're pregnant, at least it felt like it to me. But I got to a point where I was like, I just want to know, it was like milestones, right? Like I was like, I want to know what I'm having. Right. That was the first thing. I want to know what she's going to look like. When I found out it was a girl, what she's going to look like. How is she going to be? How's her personality going to be? I was like, okay, when she gets out, not get out, like get out. But when she is born, rather, how's she going to be? What's her personality going to be like? How long is it going to take her to walk? I started to think about all these different things. How can I be the best parent? How can I make sure that she's good? I'm thinking down the road, y'all, like, in terms of college and where she's going to go to high school and, just thinking about all these different things that were so far ahead of me that it started to get to a point where I became so impatient. I was like, okay, I can't wait to meet her. And then in that moment, while I was in my pregnancy, while I'm thinking about all these things, I'm not really enjoying the journey of motherhood. I'm not really enjoying just feeling her, push against my stomach and I see her hands or her feet. I'm not really enjoying getting her nursery together and really trying to be in the moment. I was trying to rush the process. And in doing that, I became super frustrated. And I realized with me, I don't know if you guys ever have done human design. It's a human design chart. It just kind of tells about who you are as a person and how you operate. So now that I know, years from now, now that I know now what I, should have known back then, as a part of my human design, when things frustrate me, that means that I'm out of alignment. And so I realized I wasn't trusting the process. I wasn't enjoying the process. I was trying to get ahead of the process and trying to push past something. And because I couldn't control the outcome when I wanted it to happen, it was like, I just didn't have fun with it. Yes, when she came, of course it was, it was beautiful. It was a dynamic experience. But throughout the process, I didn't really enjoy it. So that's the reason when I took the time when I had my second daughter to really hone in on the process and the journey of basically, allowing the seed to grow in my belly, allowing this life to form and to just be in the moment, just to be a part of the process. And thank God, none of those things affected my daughter, because when you're going through something like that and you're trying to push forward past what God's timing, I'll say, when you get frustrated, it shows up in other ways in your life. It shows up in your body. It can show up in terms of like stress. It can show up in terms of your spirit being out of alignment. It can show up in your mind when you're kind of discombobulated, or, it can put different things into the atmosphere, into the environment. And a lot of times what we don't realize is that the way that we think, feel, more so think, but the way that we think is what creates our environment around us, right? Whether it's negative or positive. So I wanted to share that story with you because, we have to take time to really trust the process. Trust the process. You may not be where you want to be right now. You may not be far enough in your business where you want to be. You may not be where you want to be in terms of your kids doing extracurricular activities as much as you want them to do. You may not be able to have as much time now because you're in a season of motherhood. You may not be able to do all the things that you want to do, but you're right where you need to be. You're right where you need to be. As uncomfortable as it may be, you're exactly where you need to be. So I say it a lot in my videos, is that there's a divine plan for your life. So your life is already planned out. God has already laid the path. We just have to take the steps to walk it. All right. So I want to get into three different reasons, or three different, reason why it's important to trust the process. So number one, it builds patience and resilience. So like I said, when I was going through my pregnancy and I was very impatient, I wasn't really enjoying it. So when you are trusting the process, it allows you to build that resilience. It allows you to take a step back and just be patient, and just to go along the journey, and whatever lessons come along, whatever blessings come along, all the things that you learn along the way. I think that is so important. And so keep that in mind, is that trusting the process allows you to build patience and resilience. Just take a step back. It's okay. Sometimes we got to take a step back to move forward, and that is perfectly fine. All right. So number two is it activates your faith. So when we try to control things, we are saying to God, I don't trust that you know what you're doing. Whether we're doing it consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, don't mind me. But what we're saying is, God, I don't trust your timing. I don't trust that you know what's best for me. I don't trust that you have this plan laid out for me. I don't trust you. Ooh, I never want God to feel that way. And I'm pretty sure you don't want the same thing. Well, you don't want that at all. I don't want that either, excuse me. So it allows you to activate your faith. And what is faith? It's basically going about your day, knowing that something is happening because you're putting in the work to do it. Whether you're putting in mental work, meaning you're doing work on yourself, you're doing work on your body, you're doing work on your spirit. You're putting in the work to do those things, and you know that something's happening, even if you can't see it happening. A lot of times we don't realize that the seeds that we're planting along the way will reap harvest as in due time, in due season. So in the Bible, it talks about you shall reap if you faint not. So don't faint. Keep going. Activate your faith and know that God is working on your behalf in all your situations, no matter what it looks like. Okay. And so number three, it calms your body, your mind, and your spirit. Like I said, when you are trying to control the outcome, you build a level of stress. You build fear within your body, within your mind, within your conscience. You build turmoil. You build frustration because it's not what you want it to be when you want it to be. Okay? So allowing yourself to trust the process, go along for the journey, it calms everything for you. Because guess what? The next day, in the next moment, you know that God's got you. You're activating your faith and knowing that everything is working out for your good, right? You're knowing that the gifts that you have will make room for you. You're knowing that what's meant for you won't miss you, right? So it calms you. It allows you to get still. And the more still that you are, it allows you to hear from God. It allows you to hear the downloads that God has for you. That's going to take you to the next level. But you have to trust the process. Okay? So I just wanted to pop in and give you guys a quick encouragement for today, quick motivation for today, because believe me, I understand trying to control the process, trying to speed things up, trying to get things to where I want them to be, whether it's in my business, motherhood, my career and so forth. I know what it means to be in that space, or I know how it feels to be in that space. And God has had to calm me down, sit me down. I had to really, really lean into my relationship with God and activate my faith. Now, don't get me wrong, I struggle from time to time because we're human, and you will too. But these are tools that you can use to help you going forward, to help you to trust the process. This is what I'm going to say to you. In any situation, I want you to trust God's will for your life, surrender to Him fully, and detach from the outcome. All right. All right. So listen, I want you, if this video was amazing to you, if you felt like it resonated with you, I want you to go ahead and like this video. I want you to go ahead and share it with someone that you know that needs to hear this message. And I want you to comment down below and let me know what was your biggest takeaway from this video. Let me know how you're trying, going through your process and trusting the process, going through your own journey, of trusting the process. Let me know down in the comments what's going on with you. Let me know your biggest takeaway from this video. Let me know what motivated you the most, and what else would you want to hear from me on this channel. So also another thing, this Saturday coming up, November 12th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting my first, probably annual, we'll see where it goes, but my first free virtual summit. Okay. It's called Let's Talk Pain, Perseverance, and Purpose. If you're interested in that, please go ahead down in the description box. The link is down there below to register today. Okay. Hope to see you on the call. All right. So listen, again, trust the process. You got this. All the things that you put out there, all the seeds that you're planting you will reap that harvest. Okay. So trust the process. You got this. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.